to the Opinion 2.0.
Sorry, the
Yeah, we here again. We have a very special guest with us, but before we get into the introductions, my name is Miki. To the left is my co-host. His name is
Yaas.
We're out here, and not in the middle, but to the right of us, we have a special guest, Mr. Content Creator, Fiki Fantastically Orzim. Welcome to the show.
Oh, wait, thank you. Must I move the mic closer?
No, you're good, bro. You're good. You can move it a little bit closer if you want to.
Oh, wait, you said I must speak into the wall.
Yeah, speaking to the
Yeah.
bum. There's a bum on the mic.
Very good, very nice.
Very good, very nice.
Keep
I
it
just want
floss.
to start. Nah, bro, Owens, let me just say, like, there's nothing special about me at all.
There's a lot
Besides
special
legs,
about you.
legs length, there's nothing. So
For the
please
people at
don't
home, how
introduce
tall are
me.
you?
Hey?
What's your actual height?
1.97 officially.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a
No, you
few
almost-
centimeters shy of a door frame.
Yo!
Yes, bro.
That's
That's
true,
what makes
bruh.
me
The
look
weather
so
up there.
Yeah, you're the tall jokes.
That's one of that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name
people
in
know.
real life is Rafiq, so people used to call me like fucked up names like Giraffic.
Yo!
Off the wild
Yo.
start.
Yeah, sorry man, that actually hurt me a little bit inside.
That I can
Reminiscing
see
on
in your
memories
eyes
of
actually,
bullying,
yeah.
you know?
I can see you like wrote up something in your head. It's like, yo, that's
Some
part of
Childhood trauma. The first thing in the beginning of the
Stop.
podcast.
Starting off strong. Starting off strong.
Sorry.
So yeah, bro, short for coming. We appreciate it. We had Yaas and Fiki 2 weeks ago. And I think that set the standard for this season, you know. On this podcast, we don't give a fuck. You be
Yeah.
who you are. Sinjay. So you don't
Unfiltered.
have to. Yeah, you know, be who you are on TikTok lives. You know, you don't
Oh,
have to. You can do aggro. You can do Fika if you want
You
to.
know who I
know?
am and how
I-
I do, bro. So
Exactly.
like,
So
I'm
you
easy.
be who you are, Sinjay. Beautiful.
Ah,
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah, yeah.
There are a lot of puns today, no?
Yeah.
Close
We very-
lines. Can I just say why this pun is so like meaningful to me? Out of everything that happens and will happen today, I think that is going to be the memory that sticks.
That's
in
gonna
your
stick
mind.
to you.
Almost dying. You know, in the first 30 seconds before you even start shooting, this man's got a clothing line like here in his yachts, and it's not average clothing line height. Like you
Yeah,
know,
it's not.
Yeah.
It takes me basically like nipple height.
Mochi short means CJ, so.
That sounds like a you problem. Bro.
Yeah.
Again, had a bit of it. Yeah. So anyway, you walk in here, and then if you're not paying attention, this clothing line will clothesline you
Yeah.
flat. And
Yeah, it's happened to me many times.
yeah. So now we've decided to name it the clothesline instead of the clothing line.
Trademark.
The clothes line.
Trademark. Instead of the
It's not
clothes.
the clothesline, it's the clothesline.
Oh, yeah, clothesline. Oh, yeah.
Yo, I'm now thinking of all the trauma that line caused me.
Yeah, you almost died with the what's the name with all the braai goed in your hands.
That one day we came through, we were buying, so we went to go fix the brine, we're walking, and like, he walks through, and I don't see the line, and I'm like, he's like, you're right. I'm like, nah, bro, your house just tried to put me in the ground, so, you know.
You almost
That
met
is-
your maker there.
Yeah,
The
that
thing
means-
is, it's a benefit also because of the fact that like if somebody just wants to like come in and what,
At night
it's
or
gonna
something.
fang them, Sinjay.
Oh, yeah.
And then
It's
I'm
a
gonna hear
deterrent.
someone fall at the back.
For all your safety tips, contact this guy from the Opinion 2.0.
So yeah, look, we don't want to keep you too long, so tell us about your social media journey. Where did it begin? Was it Facebook? Was it Twitter?
How
You
did
know?
Fiki Orzim come about?
How did you blow up on TikTok?
So, Fiki Orzim wasn't a TikTok personality or TikTok persona or a TikTok related content creator.
Okay.
I actually have a very long, lengthy, and prominent presence. that
Long,
I had.
lengthy.
I was trying to see who'd fang and you.
I got you.
I had a lengthy stint on Facebook. That's where I started, but it was very niche. It was actually in the vaping community and vaping industry.
Okay.
So for those people who do know me from before TikTok, which there's quite a large amount, I would actually say, because I was successful in becoming Africa's biggest vaping reviewer and content
Oh, wow.
creator on Facebook.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so I kind of placed myself in a space where I was focused on a very specific niche. It was an industry that I loved. I still do have a lot of love for it.
Yeah.
I had businesses in the industry as well. So I had a few vape shops and I had a manufacturing company
Oh wow.
that unfortunately closed now due to COVID and due to this crazy government laws that's coming out.
Yeah.
But anyways, so social media content creation, I wasn't really pre-recorded. I was off the cuff live. I had like almost 400,000 subscribers from around the world. I was sponsored by companies in China, USA, Switzerland, all these vaping manufacturers. And I was kind of one of the cornerstones that people would reach out to. to promote new products into
About,
the country
yeah.
of South Africa. So I had a very, very successful show. I had an audience live of about 1,000 to 2,000 people watching me religiously 2-3 times a week when I would go
it's
live.
decent.
I gave away a shit ton of prizes.
Yeah.
And then I also started one of the biggest social media pages on Facebook for vaping in Africa. I was top 3. There was at one stage I was number 1, then I was number 2. But yeah, that's why a lot of people in Cape Town actually know me because the vape scene was,
that itself, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So the vape scene was blowing up and the vape scene was pretty big.
Yeah.
Fast forward like 2 or so years, COVID hits and everybody's trapped in a hard lockdown. Mind you, I hated TikTok. Like I heard Yaya say that his wife was doing all the dances and stuff.
Yes.
And I was like, what cuck is this? Like grown people coming onto a social media platform doing the freaking Macarena, you know?
You know what I mean?
Grown as men. And
Not just, not grown people per se, but men actually.
grown
You know
as
what I mean?
men,
It's
bruh.
like, you don't do that, man. Like for me, it's like, bruh, you shouldn't be doing things like that, man. That's not what guys do. You don't go, nah.
Yeah,
that
look,
for me, it's like, it's a no.
Today I'm a
you
different
hip
guy.
dance.
Yeah, I'm a different man. Like, do what you want with your body, man. You know, do what you want with whatever. And escaping that whole, which is probably another conversation for another day, the toxic masculinity aspect and that the whole patriarchal vibes.
Yeah.
People can do what they want, realistically.
Yes.
You know, I am now being ridiculed on the daily because I'm a social media content creator.
Yeah.
So I give up trying to defend what I do and why, you know, because fuck, people are going to have an opinion of you and what you do regardless of what you do.
There's going to be
Exactly,
haters.
Yeah.
Most now.
There will always be haters.
Yeah,
in
but
there,
you know what? I don't refer to them as haters because they give you more support than anyone else. They're the reason why your views
They-
go up. They're the reason why you have
Exactly.
engagement.
So all
Yeah.
of you that hate on us a bit.
Just
man.
hate, bruh.
Just fucking hate, man.
Okay.
I think that is a problem, yeah. Not a lot of people hate me, if I'm being honest.
I think that's why we're not blowing up as well. Take fucking accountability, man, bro.
Yeah,
Because I was
but,
fucking cancelled before this podcast, man, bro.
Cancelling is, my bro, I was at, you know this.
Yes, I was
a
present in that.
victim
I
of
was in that. Yeah.
cancel culture. It's crazy, brother. But anyway, so yeah, lockdown comes and I'm cock bored, my bro. There was 21 days of hard lockdown. Then it got extended. And then my wife was making TikToks with my kids. You know, just
Okay.
normal funny stuff, voiceover related stuff. And then I started watching TikTok. I downloaded it for myself because every time she would be on TikTok, I'd be laying next to her and be like, oh, what are you watching? So it was more than just people doing dances.
Yeah.
And more than people doing voiceovers. There was comedy, there was inspirational.
Yeah, there's a
motivational,
variety of things,
wide
yeah.
variety like you would have on YouTube, just in short format, man. So
Exactly.
I was like, okay, let me try this. And she's like, are you becoming a TikToker now? So I was like, look, I'm gonna make content, see where it goes.
A TikToker.
It always starts with the mochis, man.
Kind of, no?
Yeah, said the
Yeah.
same thing. Like Zarina started first, and then it's the same thing with my TikTok. Like my mochi was like, listen here, post a TikTok, man. Then I posted TikTok about my ladies being in hospital. Then I saw blew up.
Yeah, that's how we met.
It's how we met, yeah. So it was like,
Yeah, crazy.
it's always started with the mochis.
It is, yeah, but you know the mochis are the cool.
You just want famous
That's the-
husbands.
You know.
You want famous husbands? Give us 4 more years and watch back this episode. We'll be famous then. You know?
So yeah, my bro, Kegi, it was just an evolution that kind of went beyond my control. But I can tell you that everything that I do has a purpose.
Yeah.
So whether I'm making a controversial video, a motivational thing, or whatever, people don't get it off the cuff. You know that a lot of the time what I say and what I do, it gets misconstrued very easily.
Yes.
But that's what I want, because like I made a video not so long ago about older people and how they like pick on the younger generation because they feel we're weak or whatever.
Yeah.
And the aim of me making that was to showcase the mentality of the previous generation, our fathers and their fathers, and how they think.
Yeah.
And how they think that life is easy for us when they don't realize we have a whole
It's
different set of
different.
challenges.
It's different. It's not easy. It's just different.
And a vast majority of them commented exactly what I wanted them to comment. Julle slay, julle het nie, you know.
You know, when I went to
julle is
school, I had to
reg-
travel on a plane in a through
Yeah.
a Snake Valley. And
Ek het sommer van Menenberg af Sarie's tyd toe loop toe elke dag. You know, so this is how they responded, and then I would respond to those people. But then I saw something that I was hoping for as well, which is a big dynamic shift in that generational thought of people kind of being empathetic and sympathetic to our plight and the struggles that we have as parents and as people today. You know,
Because
So
now
it
it's
was
just not
interesting.
just your perspective, it's everybody else that's now commenting on it. It's all of their perspective and they can defend themselves as well. So you
Yeah.
open the platform basically.
I think,
Yeah,
like
100%.
my Tani, my Tani follows you on TikTok. And she
Yes,
says,
she
like,
does.
sometimes when she watches your video, she's like, it challenges her thought process, man. It challenges the way she thinks. And she's like, messages me, she's like, you know, when you were going to school, no? when we dropped you at school, did you feel privileged? I'm like, not at all. She's like, okay. And then she will think about how she always used to say when I was growing up, you know how privileged you are. I had to travel to school, I had to walk to school. So I said to mommy, like, the thing is, at the end of the day, every generation has its own, struggles and battles. Like, and I think that video, I know what you're talking about, because there's a clumpy aunties and uncles in that comment section.
A lot. I
just come there hot. Just drop hot. And I leave. It was a very interesting, and that video got quite a few views actually, you know.
A lot, yeah. From
And
Tanis.
Yeah.
From the, yeah.
And they're all against social media, but they're all on TikTok.
They're all on TikTok. That's the funny thing. You know, I'm going to tell you one thing. No? Like super old school. When he found out that I was making TikTok content, he was very against it. And my dad is one of those, bullies. They typical bullies. Stay private, stay in nuclear homes.
Yeah.
Nothing about personal stuff comes out. People. So he told me, I had a video. So let me give you context. The video goes viral. No?
Okay.
Wait, let me backtrack actually. So I'm obviously now COVID, a lot of stuff. So I'm experimenting with different types of content creation. So I watch what Terrible 2 is doing. I watch what Yaas is doing. I watch all of these guys.
Shout out.
So yeah, shout out. Terrible 2. Maybe next guest.
Nah, he's in the bucket. Yes.
He's in the bucket. Oh, yeah, great.
He didn't drown yet.
Don't worry.
Nah,
He didn't drown in the pool
yet.
yet.
It's impossible for him to drown. Have you seen his majestic beard? The air particles will get trapped in that beard and you will float, my bro.
That's why he's
He'll
on
at
the
least
list.
keep his face above water.
Yeah, no, facts. Yeah, so you were saying.
So I watch all these men like draw an inspiration from them. Like they were stitching. I like stitching because you can react to random stuff.
Yes.
And there were parts of myself as a creator that I wanted to explore, not knowing that I wanted to even be a creator. Like I said, it was PV. I literally came onto TikTok just to have fun, to pass the time. I was even getting full of gaming. It was just mundane, everyday, same thing. And you must remember the biggest thing. My only source of income across 4 stores and a manufacturing company were completely shut down because vaping was against the law and the tobacco policy.
Yeah.
So I was caught with nothing to do, my bro. So I started I didn't even think. So I'm off the cuff, bruh. Like this is not scripted. We didn't even talk about a topic for today.
At all.
We don't do that here.
We just here.
Yeah.
We just have
we're
conversations.
We just out here.
Conversating, yeah.
Conversing.
I must say, this is the first time I've spoken like over a mic in front of other guys in like a public setting.
Nah, yo. I'm watching you, monitoring. You have very good mic control here.
Do I?
Very good.
Oh, yeah.
Put some voiceovers there. The voice.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
So, what was I saying? So, yeah, I watched these Owens and I just followed. I stole a bitchy from this one, stole a bitchy from that one, and made my own.
You see what's trending most to see which direction
obviously.
you need to go into in order for it to like actually catch people, so to say.
So, from 0 to 5,000 followers was a week.
Jeez.
From 5,000 to 10,000 followers was like another 2 weeks. And I started blowing up.
And
I'm like, whoa. And then I'm thinking, hey, this is quiet. Everybody likes to feel like recognized and whatever. So let me put it out there. I don't believe that I'm famous. I don't want to be famous. Fame is not an objective in my life, right? It's all about an experimentation to see how I can further and better myself in all different regards.
Yeah.
So a couple of things started happening to me and happening as a result of me being on TikTok, right?
Yes.
So let me state this beyond like a shadow of a doubt, unequivocally, unadulterated. I am controversial. I didn't have a drive to become an influencer, like respect to Nadia after them and whatever.
Yes.
It's a job.
That was never the objective.
Yeah, it was never and still not, because I believe I can bring meaningful change with my following and with my words. And also it's a learning opportunity. So when I say something, it's not like, this is my opinion and I'm going to stick to it. I'm open to having conversations about things and potentially changing my belief structure and my view on things as well, man. Yeah. So I don't come out there, even though I've got a strong presence and I come and I'm very opinionated, people don't really realize that in the beginning, I tell them I'm opening myself up to having a discourse.
Yeah.
I'm opening up myself to having a conversation about this topic so we can learn from one another and we can evolve
exactly.
as human beings.
Yes. So you don't have only your perspective, like I was saying earlier, you get other people's perspective and then the conversation starts from there, and at the end of it, everybody comes out with a bit more insight from the other side.
And you become better than you were yesterday, man.
Exactly.
Same generation, yeah.
That's why we have the same thought process. Like, I'm 32 now.
Okay, and you? No, you like
23.
He's like,
And you? Okay, yeah, we're the same age.
I'm the baby here, Sinjay.
Huh?
I'm the baby here, so Balis.
You're the biggest baby I've seen in my life. content creation is just like something that I think I gravitate to naturally. But then I started experimenting. You know, Admiral General Aladdin.
Yes.
This is our generation right here. Our sense of humor, our movies.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I was always good at making accents.
This man's Arab accent. Hello, my friend. How are you? Nothing compared to that.
Oh, wait. Look, so I started playing around with accents because, again, there's a lot to draw back to. I lived in the Middle East for a few years in my early teens, pre-teens into late teens.
Okay.
My dad was a teacher overseas, and I went there with him, studied in international school, so I changed my accent to American because nobody understood the colored accent there, like nobody. So I started speaking in an American accent. I learned how to speak Arabic from not knowing any Arabic to fully fluent or semi-fluent in like 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
So language and accents is something that just comes naturally to me, right? Let me tell
You're
you,
lucky.
I passed matric with majority 30 to 40% on most of my subjects. Sindra, I'm not an intelligent person, book smart.
Yeah.
But I pick up. I'm an environmental learner.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I
schooled
get
by
what
the
you're saying.
University of Life Vibes. Honestly.
Yeah.
So come back to South Africa. When I hear something, I imitate. The way I recite when I make salah, I imitate my favorite qari, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I start with this personas. I build personas. Admiral General Aladdin comes out, you know. Assalamu alaikum, brother. How are you? You're very good, brother. I'm haram on you, brother. Why are you laughing at me, brother? I'm gonna be haram on you, brother. And then I start making videos as this character, and I call it Mahmoud. His name is Mahmoud, and I make the thing Mahmoud Reacts, and I make one video, and a big female content creator from Cape Town took the video in the wrong way, and she stitched it. And it blew up. So I got branded as misogynistic. I got branded as like toxic masculine. So the video was of a woman dancing, and she said, "Stop, drop and roll." It was a trend.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And they would roll the hips, and they would
Okay, yeah.
So all I said in the video was, "Assalamu alaikum, sister. I wanna let you know I will make haram on you." That was the death of me. That's when the cancel culture started, because now people were like, "You're objectifying women." From that one video, people drew so much negativity out of it. No? So the first thing was, you're objectifying women. The second thing is, you're the type of people that say that women get essayed. It's their fault because of the way they dress. These are things I wasn't saying in my video that people were saying I was saying.
People are taking it from the video.
Yes.
But it was pushed by a narrative of another content creator misinterpreting what was actually happening.
Yeah.
So now I must go out and I must defend. I'm trying an accent. This is a character. When I become a character, like Plasnar is a character, or Mark Lottering enters that whatever.
Yeah, I know.
The views expressed by that character is not necessarily my views as an individual.
Exactly.
I'm reenacting a whole persona.
Yeah.
So now I must go out there and defend that. And I have to explain to people, because they can't fathom, like, it's almost like they can't fathom that this bara is putting on a character which is a separate person to himself.
Yeah.
And I draw back to Jim Carrey. He says
Yes.
a lot of people see him as this crazy bra. He's like all out in like Ace Ventura vibes or whatever.
But he's an actor.
Have you seen him in real life? That is the
Bra.
most woke bra
Yes,
in
my
the
bro.
world, my bro.
Scary, no?
One of the most intelligent, like
Yes.
out of everybody on the face of this earth. If
Yeah.
I don't fan out easily and stuff, no.
Uh,
If I could spend time with any one person in this world and just have a conversation, like
Pick
bra
you,
to
bro.
bra, no pressure, it will be Jim Carrey, bro.
Yes.
Honestly.
Yo.
That man is so woke and so intelligent. But again, in South Africa, it's almost like, and I don't mean to gate our mense, it's just like people are incapable of understanding that a character is a character, and it's separate from the individual portraying the character.
Yeah.
That's my first taste of hate, my bro. And I'm talking about mass hate now. And I'm making series of videos replying to her. Then I go live with her because I'm a very amicable person. I was like, let's go live, let's talk about it, let's have a discussion. Sorted it out. And then it like went down for a bit. And then it came back. So there's a whole bunch of shit. So then I was like, okay, let me stop this, but it's a bit too controversial for people. Then I started doing voiceovers challenges. So again, articulation is kind of my vibe, right? So there was these people, a frag of them, that do voiceovers in movies, they do voiceovers in ads, and you know, like sometimes in life, all you need is a little bit of love.
yeah.
And there was a challenge. So there would be a script, a little bit of music, and they say, can you do this? Do you think you can be a voiceover artist? Do this.
Yeah.
I did one of it. It blew up, my bro.
Yeah,
and people were like, nah, you should be doing this for a living. You are
Yes.
so hard.
Let's go on radio, Sinjay.
Go on
But
radio.
I mean, look, to be honest with you, since you've been here and the amount of different tones of voice and accents and shit that you did,
Immaculate.
you could
bro.
easily go into radio, or you could easily do like voiceovers
About
for
that,
a
You know how
living.
he's
I was
been
all of that
dragging
guy.
me.
Wait,
and
Honestly,
basically I must be on a
honestly,
podcast.
my bro.
Kijk, besides that, no, for the longest time, I know Fiki have been saying we need to get him on a podcast. I was like, why don't we start one together? Sinjay, you're my second choice. I'm sorry.
Muff. I bet.
Yeah, but we friends.
You see, I like you still outside.
Hold on, though. Can I just say something? Guys, I'm still live.
Yes.
This is the name of the podcast, The Opinion 2.0. For all of you in the cheap seats watching for free, please give them a sub on YouTube and a follow on TikTok. I'm going to end this live because I'm giving you a little bit of a behind the scenes, but please support the local content creators. I'm going to stop this live now. And it's not because I don't have data or anything. I'm on this man's Wi-Fi. But
You know?
But thank you so much for tuning in. And if you want to see more, The Opinion 2.0, it's pinned up here. Please go and give them a sub and a follow. I'm going to be off. Shukran. Thank you so much for joining the live. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Goodbye. How's that exit, man?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Smooth sailing. Smooth sailing. So what was I saying? Oh, yeah, I was saying that...
I was second choice. Yeah, safe.
Nah, yeah, I'm gonna be in the dog box now. Yeah, I get out. I'm gonna be in the dog box. I'm gonna have nobody. I'm gonna post any stuff on my status again now. Sleep token.
Whole week did you see the my status updates?
Sad boy. Sad.
You were gonna be dreaming about kennels, man.
You know what I mean? Facts. Did they get back to you about that entering to that thing to replace?
No. So I think because of the views expressed by me, I'm gonna give context, right?
Yes,
There's a radio station where one of the presenters had left, and there's a spot available for a new radio presenter. And I think they're going through the interview process, and they said, okay, let's open up to the public and get like people to fill in. 21 people, whatever. All you have to do is send us a 20-second video to apply, and we'll let you know if you're successful. And unfortunately, it's been a very big dream of mine to get onto radio, to become a radio presenter, to work in some sort of radio setting, even if I'm doing voiceover ads or whatever.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I wasn't gotten back to, but I think I realized why. Okay. The first thing is, when I talk, I'm unfiltered, so profanity.
Obviously.
Not that I would do it on radio.
But the risk is there. For them,
for
the risk is there.
For the brand,
and also, the radio stations are owned by government.
Exactly.
SABC vibes.
Matrix.
Yeah, so I've got a bit of an anti-governmental rhetoric about me.
Okay.
Like, I'm all about, accountability from the government, whatever. I haven't voted for the last few years.
Well, I mean, in this country, if you have that what's name, then you're kind of anti-government.
Yeah, and
you know what I mean?
can't have a brow that kind of rhetoric on the radio station.
Yeah.
Even if he's not going to be preaching those ideas and speaking about that ideology on the radio, but he's past. I don't know if they do research into people. They probably do.
They probably do, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it would have been a great opportunity for me to co-host with this guy just for a couple of minutes. He's one of my heroes. I absolutely love him. But I wasn't gotten back to, which is a clear indicator. But then I wasn't thinking like, these people are nice. They don't want to give colored people opportunity.
But you also have to think about like that went out to the whole of South Africa.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like
there's so many people hungry for the same opportunities. You can't be selfish, man. You know. And I get it to the next brah. But I've noticed the type of people that they're bringing on. It's people
start your own radio station,
and stuff. Huh?
Start your own radio station. It's not that difficult.
You know what? I'm a type of brana. I don't have time for building something from 0 to 100 over a long period of time with the hopes that it's going to become profitable. My bro, let's call it what it is. Profitability is bottom line what it is. 100%. I'm a man with a wife and 3 children. I have to provide. Anything that I'm pouring my time into needs to result into something. And I'm not saying that I'm putting pressure on myself to make money, a lot of money now. Like, it's just about, do I weigh my options now from a perspective of what's going to take the most of my time and yield the least monetary results versus something that I can do now that will give me immediate results quicker. So it's about a balance of time versus money. And I think at this juncture in my life, I put a value to my time, brah. Like, I don't leave my house for less than a certain dollar sign if you want me to show up at this event. It's the reality of the times we live in.
Your time needs to be spent productively.
So
no, I can hear you. Nah,
you must not send me a check afterwards.
He's probably going to ask now, how much is the one cost?
let me specify. If you want to hire my services as an MC, I also do video content creation and videography for a lot of companies. I'm very, very busy in the event industry. Like, I didn't even know if I was going to make it this weekend. Let me tell you something. When I was working in corporate, I would absolutely hate working on a weekend. So I would decline any job offers or whatever to work on a weekend because weekend is your time, right? When you become self-employed, you can forget about weekends, brother. You must graft 7 days a week.
Yeah.
And that concept of working on a weekend or not working on a weekend quickly flew out of my fucking mind.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now, you know what my situation is. My businesses have closed. I'm not going to play victim and stuff. But I went from having, 4 successful running businesses with 0 debt to being over 1.5 bar in debt with no businesses as a result of things beyond my control. COVID-19 ruined a lot of people. And I could have sat there and cowered and cried about it, but
But at the end of the day, your lighties still need to eat.
Yes, bro.
You know what I mean? So you can cower in the corner there, your lighties are going to go hungry. You can't have that.
Oh, yeah. And you know what?
I mean?
In my mind, when I pictured myself, you're going to laugh probably, but nesting birds. The moment the parent bird leaves, from the time they leave until they come back, that chick is like, put worms in my
Yeah.
Yes, bro.
You must fly, my bro. That bird leave that nest. You don't know where he's going to find his next worm from, but bet your bottom dollar he's going to fucking
come back with one. Yeah.
Exactly.
He's going to come
he
back
needs to do
with
what
one.
he needs to do, otherwise that chick's full. Die.
Yeah.
So
Exactly,
that's how I picture my life right now, my bro. And did I picture myself being in this position? Not the fuck.
Yeah.
You know, I was living a comfortable life. I'm not going to say I was rich or well off, but I had enough to get through the month and I had a little bit extra. And that's all you can aspire to today.
Yeah.
So, my bro, I just advise myself, push yourself and see what you can do. And alhamdulillah, I can say with who I am and what I've achieved in my life, my bro, I'm very proud of myself, man. Like, who would know that you were going to start something for the Ghatmark on social media and you discover all these aspects? My bro, I'm not going to use this as a benchmark of any kind, but I started hanging out and getting invited to, like, white-collar events with big social media influencers. I was interviewed on radio. I got to the opportunity to open mic and MC for one of my personal childhood heroes growing up, Noor Abrams from Jag. Remember of the Jag? He was one of my heroes, my bro. I didn't know about like proper colored culture and like Netherlands and all of that until I started watching Jag at like maybe high school age.
Yeah.
Because I would call myself of the more, not upper class colors, it's the wrong term to use, but you know, you get those very, very ingrained in the culture colors that go to the Malay choirs and the clubs. I wasn't one of those people. Right?
Okay.
But that was kind of introduced to me through the content that I would watch. Jag and Kinders Funny Sesh shows, you know.
I was in there, bro. I was in the club, sir. I was there.
So that I got that exposure.
I was in the club, sir. I was in the club, sir, bro.
You look
Don't
like
you worry.
Remember once that beanie and the glasses come off, I picture a whole other person.
Yeah, no.
Glitter suits and Air Force Ones with the matching colors. I see it.
It's so funny this man don't have social media because I would have go find all that kak and put it up here.
I would green screen that shit.
Yeah.
Look here, einde van die dag. I've achieved a lot of things because of social media and I'm grateful for it. And a lot of it has got to do with learning experience.
Yes.
Through hatred, through cancel culture, through negativity, positivity, all of the stuff. But like I said, I was on radio. I got opportunities to do voiceover work for companies. I met one of my childhood heroes. I got to open the mic for him.
I think that's your talent, actually. That's your natural given talent. It's like, okay, you need to use your voice, my guy.
Yeah,
I think that's
so.
you.
But
Use
again,
the kill.
but my voice is like a hammer.
Yeah,
if I can be honest with you, you can do very constructive things with a hammer, but you can also do very destructive things with a hammer.
Yes.
Very good
So
point. Very
I need to
good
learn the art of where I'm applicable, man. Because remember, it's one thing to have an opinion that other people echo, but you need to realize that no matter what you do, even if it's going to be expressing your opinion or whatever, not everyone's going to support what you say. But it's like a balance, man. Like, I've realized one thing, nah? The amount of support I get is about 80%, and the amount of hatred I get is about 20%.
Okay.
Right? And I'm being modest here. It could be a little bit 70-30, but
It fluctuates with the content that you put out.
yeah. But I honestly feel like the latter, the smaller percentage, have the loudest voice.
Yes.
You tend to drown yourself in more of the negativity than in the positivity, right?
Yeah.
There are people that just get you what you're saying. They get your message. They get the content. They get the humor.
Exhibit A.
I think that's why we clicked so
You know
liquor
what
in the
I mean?
beginning.
Oh, wait.
And then you're gonna get people that just you pay more. People, I don't know if it's a human mindset or whatever, but you just pay more attention to negativity because I don't know, if you let it consume you, it can make you doubt yourself.
But that is society today, though. That's
Yes.
society today. It's like people drive negativity more than positivity in everything. They drive negativity because, for example, you can do 9 things that are good. Nobody's gonna acknowledge it. You do one thing that's bad, they're all gonna direct on you on that one thing.
100%.
You know what I
Look,
mean?
I think it's to do with, and I always use the word matrix. It's very matrixy because I mean, if you even think back to school, nah? Like back to school days, you can be the head boy Sinjay. You can be getting A's a whole month, whole year. But come to maybe they find you smoking inch at the back of the school or on your way home in your school uniform down, then your whole reputation is destroyed.
Yeah.
So it's like from that time, and it
Find
happens
you
in the
smoking a
corporate
vape
world.
on the podcast
Yeah,
and your whole reputation.
Fuck. You get someone like Fiki on your podcast. Nah, I'm talking cack. So it's I think it's a matrix thing in general in life, and something my father always tells me all the time is like, you will never be known by your good.
Yeah.
You'll always be known by your bad.
I think for me, you know what could have done using the platform.
100%.
One thing that is not known by a lot of people and known by the people that genuinely support me and are there a lot and frequently is I'm a very charitable brahman, bro. I believe our purpose on earth as human beings is to cake for maka.
Yeah.
So I feed, my bro, there's no secret. There's a lot of money to be made on social media, right? And maybe something quick to touch on is that South Africans, especially colored people, that's like they can't grasp the idea and concept of the fact that people can make money using the internet. Like on TikTok, there's the ranking where you go live, you get gifts, you make money. People are like, why are you begging on TikTok? Get a real job. While KSI is a billionaire. While Logan Paul, them are billionaires from social media.
Yeah.
It's like,
and they bring down a cack drink. I think it's crack. and they make more
Yeah,
millions.
wait. No, I was saying like my problem with Prime, no, was I bought it still. Remember, you still came to me. The problem I have with Prime is that it's not something that you can enjoy unless you had a fucked up intense workout, man. So like I can drink a Red Bull and I'll enjoy it even if I'm
that's
not.
a prime example. Sorry, pun intended. Or example of the purpose of something and what it's supposed to be used for, but hype getting in the way of what it's intentional.
Exactly.
For its creation.
But the amount of sales they got, and at first, then South Africa was mad, man, bro.
Yeah, it was intense.
Like, you see, let me explain this to you.
And it tastes like medicine.
That was run off the backs of people that watch their content.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
South Africa is like, this but I think he's quiet. He's making money off social media. Oh, you an influencer. Oh, you wanna live. Oh, you wanna beg on TikTok. My bro, social media content creation is a real form of income. It's a real job.
Yes.
And because you caught up in the matrix, you have a 9-to-5 job. You wake up in the morning at a time you don't want to wake up yet, right? You sitting in traffic that you don't want to be in. You sit in an environment for 8 hours that you hate.
You don't want to be in.
To get back into traffic for 2 hours that you don't want to be in, so you can spend 2 hours of your 24-hour day with your family.
Yeah.
So you upset, you nar. You
Yeah,
know, you got a
exactly.
stick in your nut. So you're gonna go into social media where you need a little bit of a mental break, whatever, and then you go project that shit onto other people. That's where negativity comes from. It's projection, right? It's because I'm not happy with my life, and majority of the people don't have the ears to fix their own problems and take accountability for their own mistakes or their own situation.
At home. You at home.
Get some
I'm talking to them without talking to them.
You at home.
You know?
You at home.
So this is where negativity comes from. And I mean, this is the reason why I feel like I have to find my place, because it's not about know your place. I'm talking about finding my place. And there's a big fundamental difference. Like, I know my place. I'm a Muslim, right? And I know we're not all perfect examples of emulating, a perfect example. But I feel like finding that balance is important. And you can't win over your viewers. You're not going to have everybody love you or support you. You're going to always have that mix. In life, I believe that social media is like life under a microscope for people that can see it. If you can see past the code, you will see social media is like a hyper format, super sped up form of life as we know it. Because now you're seeing everything under a microscope. You can scroll and you can see this is how human beings act in a social setting.
We spoke about this now with Yaas, and also like everything is in short form content also, man. So it is sped up, no? So like I was saying, a lot of people gave feedback. Shout out to the audience and to the 41 subscribers now.
We'll get you to 100.
We'll check to see how much it is now after this,
Someone said to me in an email, they said to me like, it's nice to see Yaya in long form content because they're so used to seeing him in 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
Talking about pillar.
So it's nice to see that because yes, that element was there and it's the same now. Like we've been talking for almost an hour already. Yes, bro.
Can you see?
And so now people's getting a side of you that people that maybe don't digest your content will see the side of you. They'll be like, okay, now I'm going to go watch his content. And they'll be like, oh, this is a 10-minute clip of Fiki. This might be out of context. Let me go watch that episode to see how he really is. Because I always tell people, our podcast, we're unfiltered. We do not give a fuck. I'm also very like big with my pick. Because, like, I don't care, bruh. I don't care. Like, there's so much people out there projecting negativity, but I know the positive impact that I have is more important to me. I don't care about the haters, bruh. I really don't, Sinjay. There's a thing, you don't have haters, you have fans.
Yeah.
Whether you watch the content and you like it or not, you're still a fan.
Still watching it.
If you like the content, if you double tap the screen and you share it, then you a supporter.
Yeah, I hate this, but
That's why I advise people, like, if I share your video, I'm a supporter of Fiki on TikTok. But if I just watch your content, I'm a fan of Fiki, even if I don't like it.
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess that's just my opinion.
Yeah, you know what? Your haters watch you more than your fans.
Yes, bro.
Because they want to see, they want to find
classic
something.
example,
They're
your
looking to find
lives,
something.
you do that fake drama. Look how quickly those lives blow up.
Oh.
Remember, there's a time now, that's why I go live on TikTok, no? And then he invites another person and he co-hosts with him. And they just like hate each other and fight. But before that live, they chatted on WhatsApp. Look, we're going to make a bitch cack. Live go
Look at you, Suma.
That's not how it
Unpack his
works.
book, yeah.
There are people that do that, but I
I
do it with people that I see will get the message without me sending them the message. So, for example, Gentle Brother.
Talk about Uncle Cedric's one. Remember the Uncle Cedric one?
I don't know what's going. I don't know if that was fake drama or real drama.
Nah, I'm talking about. Remember when Uncle Cedric and you did that short skit that one morning?
Oh yeah.
It was literally 10 minutes.
Yeah.
300, 600 viewers, and I'm like, the Gentle Brother thing. Call, shout out. I'm gonna reach out to you soon, Sinjay. I want to hear that man's opinion on things because I also know that
he's like me, nah?
Yeah,
We have
he's
a lot
very
of haters
unfiltered. Yeah,
and a lot of supporters.
Oh,
And
yeah,
because we're
100%.
unfiltered,
It comes, it's a package deal,
you see, we both, we don't want to be influencers, man. You know, we welcome opportunities for business and for making money through our craft, but it's not our main intention and goal because I'm going to say this now, and I don't give a fuck who has anything to say about it, but content creators that become influencers and that become heavily monetized, they are owned by the brands and by the businesses that give them, you know,
that's
these
giving them
contracts.
that money. Yes.
You can't say this. You can't have that view. You're not allowed to
you
speak
can't dress
on,
like this. You can't cut your hair. Like
Yeah.
this. You know what I mean?
So that's part of. It's not selling your soul, but you're selling your voice to
it's
a
a step
corporation,
back
man.
into the matrix, man. It's a step, you know. It's
You're selling your authenticity. You're selling your
I will do
your
business
what's
with
name.
people that want to do business with me, not who they want me to be.
Exactly. Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, so look, this is a story I want to get back to.
I was gonna say
Okay, you go.
No. I was remembering
about your
that
topic.
you wanted to continue that story.
Yes.
Something
Yeah.
about your
So I made a video, a politically orientated video. Now they say there's 3 things in life you shouldn't talk about. It's religion, politics, and sexuality. Right? I talk about those, but I selectively choose which areas under the subtext of that conversation I choose to have.
Yeah.
So the one was this looting situation that was going down not so long ago. People going post in Durban.
Yeah.
And I made a video that went crazy viral. I'm talking about 21 million views on TikTok and another almost 100 million views on Facebook because someone else shared it onto Facebook.
Yes,
Okay.
And in the video, to sum it up, I was saying how counterproductive this is. That it's their own people that people are looting, right? It's their own people that work in the stores that they are looting. They're now not going to have a job to go back to. And also, the spin-off of that is those stores are going to be messed up for a long period of time to recover. So they better get used to the taste of plastic and rubber and couches and stuff that they're stealing because they must eat that shit now, you know.
Because they
And
can't go to the
survival-
shop to go get anything else because
there's no
they
supplies.
fucked it up.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, the video goes viral. And my dad comes to me. He's like, wat is die? Ek sien sy maak videos nou. I'm like, yeah, I make videos. He's like, wat is die TikTok? Huh? I tell him, nah, it's a platform. You can express your opinion, whatever. He's like, don't you feel that you have the ability to just express your opinion to people and go on the internet? Because people will destroy you. People will skinner about you. People... And I was just like, okay. So he's like, if you continue with TikTok, you are defying my instruction as your father. I'm a grown 32-year-old man with children and a wife. At this point, my father is telling me that I'm going to be disobedient and defying him if I continue to pursue content creation and expressing my opinion. And it's probably out of fear for me, but also out of fear of me ruining his reputation. Because remember, it's going to be like, het jy gesien wat maak jou sien? It's almost like I'm going on Fiki, the son of so-and-so and so, and this is my opinion.
Yes.
No. I'm coming onto social media and saying, I'm Fiki and this is my opinion. The people that are affected by it, that the ripple effect, if it traces back to my parents, whatever, which it hasn't in almost 2 years or 3 years now, more people... And you know what the funny thing is? my daddy supported the opinion that I had on the video that he saw.
The video itself.
So he was in a WhatsApp group with a bunch of people, and my video happened to end up in that WhatsApp video. And it was sent to that group by someone that didn't know I was his son. Because they found the video relevant, entertaining, and agreed with me and my opinion.
Yo, wait, I just realized something.
What?
The same shit happened to me with that video I posted of my kids in RSV.
Oh, yeah?
A similar thing happened with my father-in-law and my parents. Like, someone was posting it on their status, and they were like posting it in agreement. And then my father was like, this is dangerous. You're giving people a life into your personal life. I just said I'm at Malamet, Kitesville. If people gonna come riot me here, I'm not famous. But I had a conversation with my dad. Sorry to now break your word. But I had a conversation with him and said, listen here, while I respect what you're saying, at the end of the day, I am my own person. And if someone comes to you and say, your son, you must just tell them our answer. They can come talk to me.
Yeah,
like, I have an open door policy. Like, you don't have to go. I will always be my father and my mother's child. I'll always be their child, but I'm a grown up. I also had my own family at the time. I was living on my own. I was doing the things. So I said to my father, like, if this embarrasses you, then, because we had a very strange transition, me and my dad, because obviously I became Muslim growing up in a Christian household. There was no Sinjay. But once we moved past that, bro, now my top is like this, bro. Like, we took brasa.
Yeah, because he finally respects you as an individual.
He told me recently, he said, now that you're a little bit older, because it was like, this is like 2 years or a year since I posted that video. He said, now that
you were like 20 years old 2 years ago.
Yeah,
22 years ago, I was in my 30s.
But Topi said to me, now that you're a bit older, I can say that I actually respect you more as a man, not just as my son. I'm like, okay, now vibes, Sinjay. Now we have this bad relationship where I can tell him, listen, your pops, you're getting old, don't die. Like it. We have little laughs about it.
I don't know, as a male in this century and in this era that we are growing up in, the question always beckons, like, when will you be a man in your father's eyes? And when will you be seen as not a lighty? Like, my sperm produced other human beings now. I think I qualify.
But then again, your sperm can produce other human beings from when you're a teenager.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
So that context, you can't. I've got rental. I've got, I've got a wife and kids now. Like, am I qualified? Do I qualify as a man? Because to a parent, you will forever be their child.
Yes.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that because you are a parent to a child that they need to be treated like a child in the context of a 5-year-old their whole life, man. You know what I'm saying? And I understand, as a parent, you want to prevent your children from burning their fingers in the same way that you did, or making the same mistakes that you did, and wanting better and more for them. But also letting your children be who they want to be, not who you want them to be. Because the responsibility of parenting is a blessing from God, from Allah, right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily mean this is my property, I own this. We on loan to you.
Yes.
It's a responsible. We never chose to be here. And I had this conversation for the first time after my dad now voiced me. Yay, you defying me. So I sat down with him nicely and I said, you know what, Daddy? What I do in my life, I will always do with the foundation that was given to me from an Islamic perspective, from my parents, the morals, the ethics, the values, and whatever, right? So what you telling me is, you don't want me to express my opinion that you agree with, right, on social media for the world to see, because you fear ridicule for you. Now, just remember that the actions that I, do, and the consequences thereof are mine, not yours.
Alone. Yeah.
You're not going to suffer the consequences. You're not going to get cancelled. You're not going to. And you know what the funny thing is? So few people actually go to my dad and tell them, oh, I see what your son is doing. And you know what the crazy thing is? I've got so many people of his generation that aren't as close-minded. Okay, let me rather use the other way. That are more open-minded than a lot of the people in that generation.
Yeah.
That are my fans. It's like they say, be our voice, man. I get this comment a lot. Like yesterday, I made a video about Eskom and load shedding, and it's going crazy, and I swore. And there's titis and butas.
Because they feel the same.
But I reposted that video.
Like, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm lucky, bro.
So, on the car,
shout out.
Again, on the car.
So, but bro, like, it's a mixed feeling, man. So yeah, my journey to content creation is
interesting.
A long one.
Very interesting, very complicated, very long. I've experienced everything that a content creator can experience, but in like a very short form.
Okay.
in high perform,
Yeah,
like the content itself.
100%.
You know what I mean?
But one thing I can advise you is, and I'm gonna get deep and philosophical now. I've come from a very hectic past and a very hectic life. I'm talking about human trafficking. I've survived that shit. Cancer, survived that shit. SA, for those people who don't know what SA is, it's sexual assault, but we don't like to say the SAX word.
It's fine. We have a disclaimer.
Survived that shit. Going from being what I would deem successful in business to falling flatline and having no income whatsoever. You know,
Do
being a
worse than
father of
before.
three. Yeah, being a
Okay.
father of three, being a husband, you know, not of three of one.
Is
A lot.
that a yet or is it?
You
We'll have that conversation
I'm in my
another
push now. When
day.
I get down, you see this? I'm in my push.
No, but no. I will have statements
So I
about
wanted
that
to
another
ask you,
day.
Fiki, you have 3 children.
Yeah.
How old?
So the youngest is 7 months, turning 8 months. I have a 6-year-old boy, and I have a 9-year-old daughter.
Jeez.
Oh,
Okay.
we married 11 years.
So yeah, you said 10 plus. Yeah, I remember you said you hit the 10-year benchmark. Congratulations, by the way.
Shout
You know,
out.
it's I'm nearly 5 years in now. Almost
Almost.
5 years
now,
in.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
It's tough,
Can I
bruh.
ask you, hands down, is this one of the most difficult or one of the easiest choices you've made in your life? With taking into consideration who you chose, where you are in your marriage, everything.
I
Yo.
can't say it was difficult or easy. I think it was the right decision.
Okay. Hands down, the most difficult fucking thing I've ever chosen to do.
I think I agree.
Consciously chosen to
For me,
You
no,
literally signed up for it.
do. Yeah,
I think like with me it was strange because my wife asked me to marry her. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, fuck, like you're hot.
That must be a trip for a bra though, no?
I mean-
Because normally, besides the fact that it's gender roles, I'm talking about the fact that like you as a bra, you kind of know gauging when and where you're gonna get married based on your life, what you've achieved, blah, blah, blah. But then a woman
All of a
comes to
sudden.
you and was
So
like,
so that's the thing. So I asked her, like I always ask her why, and she's like, no, because at the time when I met you, you offered security. So I was like, okay, fair enough. And then I said, okay, cool. You know what? How do I do this process? Because I was a newly born Muslim. I was a revert ginger. I was just fresh, you know. And then she said, look, can I do it like this? I went to my father-in-law and I spoke to him. So he said, okay, yeah, quite. And within like 3 months, I was married.
Quite.
And I think it wasn't hard to get married. I mean, getting married is far easy. Your wedding is easy.
Yeah, no.
But
definitely.
it's the marriage, because now we 3 years in, Sinja. There's 2 lighties in the picture, 2 fucking toddlers running around. And now it's like, okay,
You had 2 under 2, no?
2 under 2, yeah. Well, now I've got a
Banna.
2-year-old and 1 soon to be. So when Isra turns 3 next year, then Faria turns 2,
Yo.
right? So they always like, they literally like 13 months apart from each other, 14 months apart.
I was just about
So-
to ask you how far they apart.
Now Faria, you know, that's the one. That's the one. When I come home, then I tell Faria, our daddy was Faria away from. But I think like it wasn't hard, neither was it easy. But I think it was the right thing to do, because as much as there's challenges, everything just feels more blessed, man. Like the actions you would take, I think that's just something Freddie also said. Yeah, Freddie said also like everything just feels more blessed. You reap more, man, when you're married. Because I think me and my wife obviously had a haram relationship before we got married. We were dating, courting each
Yeah.
other. So you know we feel more that we have more, and the rizq is now growing nicely now that we're married. So I think from that side of the spectrum, it was the right decision. But it's far difficult. Women aren't easy.
No,
And
not
I-
at
and I've
all.
got-
Men aren't
That's
easy.
yeah,
People aren't easy.
No, look, men are simple.
Straightforward.
Not
man.
easy, but simple. Women are not easy
Okay,
because they're complex.
Let's say majority. Let's use majority. Here.
Yeah,
Let's
look,
use the word majority.
I think gender roles, conversation about marriage and whatever in the modern age, also as a Muslim and whatever, that's a whole 3-hour
yeah.
conversation.
Yeah, that's why we
for another
don't
time.
we don't
But look,
divert it.
I have to be very mindful and very careful of the things that I do and say,
Yes.
both on and off social media,
Yeah.
because of the fact that I have children and dependents, and I don't show a lot of my personal life
Yeah.
on social media, but I do give snippets, and the people have seen my children. My last born, my baby, was literally on TikTok with me through his his first
entirety.
couple of months of life,
Sure.
because I don't sleep much.
Mm.
And as a form of, I don't know if you want to call it help to the mochi or whatever, I would take night shift from 11 p.m. till 4 a.m. with the baby, feeding, nappies, everything.
Whatever needs,
so she
yeah.
can rest and heal from 9 months of pregnancy or whatever, right?
Yes.
So in this process, I would be live. I do a lot of my shows then, whatever.
Yeah.
And then he would be in the live and people wanted to see him and whatever. And he's got his own little fan base now. Like people, but it's
Yes,
not,
brother.
it's not, I can say like Khazat and whatever evil art. Nah, like some people actually went as far as to say, so my lighty was very chesty. He constantly had a chest, constantly had phlegm or whatever for the first couple of months of his life. And people were like, yeah, this is what happens when you expose your children on social media. It's evil, it's Khazat. People are making dua for him to be sick. I was like, bro, come on, man. Don't come to me with this. I've got a whole other mindset where those things are concerned. Like, for me, as a Muslim person, Allah puts out everything from the time your soul is blown into your body while you're in utero until the day you die.
From before you're born, From
Exactly.
before your soul is...
So once your soul enters your body, everything has been set out for you, right?
Yeah.
Every accident, every illness, everything.
Every single thing. Yeah.
So don't waste me that there are human beings with no power whatsoever treading this earth that have the ability to utter things into existence because they are not creator, they are creation, man. But anyway, like through this journey of having my baby on social media, people saw a side of me. And it broke a lot of that stigmas that these people had of me. Because now they're like, the same women that were gunning me and coming after me for being misogynistic and toxic masculine are seeing that I cook, I clean, I look after my children. My wife has a full-time job. I'm at home. But I'm making money. It's not that I'm
it's not that you are stay at home.
And I wouldn't even mind that shit. Because, you know, while I was self-employed, I had my previous two lighties, two completely different ages, two different genders, with individual specific needs, and I was able to cater to both of them, look after them, and run a business successfully for like 5 years, brother. And it taught me so much. And what I've achieved with them, I would believe, is phenomenal because I could fill the gaps in what my father wasn't able to be for me.
I was gonna say that they're gonna value that when they grow up, because I was saying to my mom, I only got to have her at home with me from grade 11, but my father would drop me at work at school every day, right? Every day. So compared to some of my other brothers that do walk to school and travel to school, having that little moments with my dad before school really made a difference.
It makes a big difference.
It does.
You know, can I tell you something? I'm so anti being a slave to the system. Because of what it robs you of. Not because of what it makes you achieve. Yes, you can achieve amazing things financially and maybe even as a career working for a boss, right? And I have nothing against people that do that 9-to-5 job. That's their life that they want. Great. But for me, once I stepped out of the corporate trap, I had very key moments in my life that I realized that I missed out on. So my second child was one that I had been with throughout the entirety of his existence so far. From the time he was born. So when my mochi left from maternity leave and went back to work, I was looking after him full time with help from my mom or whatever. But I witnessed first steps, first words, his first time crawling, his first teething, like all his new
stuff that you tend to miss when you're busy with corporate. And I got you just saying,
but bro, like I have such a bond with him. Not that I don't have a bond with my daughter that came before him, but I had a full-time job when she was born, and my mochi was there and whatever. And I have such a newfound heavy level of respect for mothers, because now you see you're the first teacher, you are the first nurturer, the first carer, and I could step into that role a bitchy, you know. And as a man now in this day and age, my bro, the same people that heckled me and hated on me and had such cuck things to say about me because of one video now gets a view into the type of person that I am. My bro, I cook. I love cooking. I bake birthday cakes for my lighties. I love baking.
Thomas the Train.
Did you see that Thomas the Train, bro? That Thomas cake was bomb.
Thomas fuck, bro.
I
was very impressed.
But I love challenging myself to do new things or different things.
That was the first time you made a cake like that.
It was the first time I made a cake that is in a 3D shape. And I used fondant and kak for the first time. It took me like 24 hours to make this cake. But if I must show you this cake, you must show this cake on the podcast, my bro.
Yeah,
I'll put a picture.
We're gonna, the cake is gonna stand right here.
Yeah,
right here.
The likeness was amazing. But KG, my bro,
you know, all these eyes like, yeah, the namas work.
Swak. So I'll put the cake here.
I'll send you snippets. But hey, KG, my bro, life is a weird journey, and I love the fact that I could do it in my majority of the time, in my own time. I would always promote self-sustenance, working for yourself, building your own business, becoming self-sustainable, without the need of reliance on someone or something else.
Yeah.
You know, like the one story that I heard at a trading seminar was, and I trade financial markets also, bitchy. At the seminar stood out the most to me, more so than the trading information. He said a mad story. He's like, there was this guy, right, and he worked relentlessly for this boss, Sinjay. And then one day, on a weekend, the boss called him in to do a personal thing with the two of them one-on-one. And he gets to this brother's house and he sees he's got a moose house, a mooi house in like camps, bay. And the man pulls up in like a burnt orange Lamborghini.
Yeah.
And then the employee asks the employer, like, yo, what did you do to be able to achieve this? And he's like, nah, I worked very hard. And let me tell you something. If you show up every day, empty the tank, work as hard as you can work, and push yourself to your bare limits, you come in here a full, fat, nourished cow. But when you leave, you empty and you bones like that cow from that Kung Fu soccer movie.
Yes,
That cow.
Yes, bro.
But bro, if you look like a 10% version of yourself than when you came here, and that's how hard you work, then by next year, this time, I promise you, I'll be pulling up in a newer model, in a better color, in a bigger house. He didn't give his recipe away, and he told him that off your back and your effort, I will be able to achieve these things. And that was like, boom, eye-opener for me.
Yeah.
You're never going to get to that brass level, CEO, executive.
As long as you're working in corporate, you're making someone else rich.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're getting enough to see you through the month, but you're making somebody else rich. Like rich.
But I can tell you now, there's been times on my self-employed journey and self-sustaining journey where I've had focal, and there's times when I've had a lot, and then there are times where I just managed to get through. And in that time, it makes you realize a lot of things. And one of the things that I learned later on in life, that is probably the most impactful and most important lesson, is gratitude, my bro. Kykie, for no matter how little you have, my bro, I've circled through a lot of stuff. And like I said, I have a very traumatic, very hectic past. And through all of that struggle and healing and whatever, there's one thing that I've always realized, and you get told this a lot, there are always people in less fortunate positions than you are.
Yeah.
You don't think about that, and it's not supposed to bring you comfort that someone else is circling, but the lesson in it is that I think that it should be reworded. Instead of saying there's always someone going through worse than you, someone that has less than you, instead of saying that, just say that you have more to be grateful for than you realize. That's the advice that you should have. And once you start the journey of learning how to be grateful, and it's not easy, but even if it means you must wake up in the morning and say, I'm grateful for having opened my eyes today, I'm grateful for having my health, I'm grateful for having
Just
3 healthy
consciously
children.
be grateful.
Yes.
That's the
Being
thing.
grateful, my bro, and then you realize that the little that you may have is still way more than someone else has. And my bro, through your circle, through everything, through your hustle, you don't realize the progression that happens in how it builds character. Unless you are like the scum of the earth, just dragging your way through life.
I read
no
something
motivation.
that now triggered something. I read this or I saw it on a saw this on an emergency meeting with the Tate brothers. Andrew Tate said, there's no stupid people in the world. It's just either you lack motivation or you're lazy.
Just lazy.
Because if you're smart, you'd be rich. But because you lack motivation and you lazy, if not both together or separately, that's why you're broke. You're broke!
Yeah, you're broke!
But it makes sense. Like the message of that particular episode made me understand that, same to what you said, if you work really hard for yourself and not for someone else, and you don't lack motivation, you don't be lazy, then ultimately you will be successful. But also don't forget where you come from, and also remember that there's always things that you're grateful for.
Yeah, 100%. And I think there's a lot of wrong cliche cuck advice that people give. For example, the people that I like to follow and get advice from is Gary V.
Yes.
Love Gary V.
Yes.
Because he says it like it is and he's going to raise you.
Straight.
Right? And then Andrew Tate. But it's not because of persona, it's about the golden nuggets that they drop. Right?
Yes.
Like Andrew Tate says, whoever told you to work smart and not hard is a domnai.
Yes.
Work hard, bro, because that's what it takes.
Yeah.
Work hard and work smart. Working smart is identifying opportunities.
Yes.
And finding a way to have the lowest possible cost. And cost can be money or time or resources, whatever.
The resource
but to have the most
it.
potential outcome, right? That's working smart.
Input
but
versus
then when you
output,
do it, once
You
you've
have to work
identified
hard.
working smart, you have to
Yes.
work hard at it to make it successful.
Yeah, like you made an example actually on one of his latest episodes, or I think it was one of the recent emergency meetings with Justin Waller also, where he said like, me and my guys, if they say, Tate, there's a mine. Me and my guys aren't going to just come there and dig up a little bit of gold and leave. We're going to come there and say, how can we fucking put all our machinery in here? Okay, cool, we're going to need about 3 million. We're going to need about this amount of equipment. We're fucking taking this whole mine.
I mean,
You know what I mean? We don't just worry about getting a little bit of gold and then, filing it with a little. So it's like, that's why I digest his content, and people always tell me I'm a misogynist for digesting his content, but I always say, like, it's the little things that matter. Because
It's those people.
Misogyny.
you know what?
Sorry, but
I
I need to say this. Misogyny is such a loosely used term today.
I always ask people, so when I got cancelled on my last podcast, one of the people sent me an email. I responded, can you define misogyny without a dictionary? That was my response.
Actually extreme prejudice to women.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you don't believe women should have rights. You don't believe that they should have equality in any way.
Yep.
Yeah.
You believe that women are the scum of the earth and they should be slaves. That's what misogyny means.
Yes.
And guess what, ladies? There is an opposite of misogyny from a
Misandry.
perspective. Misandry, my bro. That is
That's the
females that
realest
feel that
thing.
way about men.
That hashtag, me not trash movement type of thing, yeah.
But people are so quick and so loose with words nowadays.
Yeah.
It works on my fucking nerves, my bro.
Yes.
Thank you, social media.
Yeah. No, thank you, fucking
is.
new generation.
Yeah.
bro.
You know what I mean?
Everything is so under-
It's us. I think accountability is Gen Z.
It's you.
Ah,
It's
it
me.
is you.
me.
Come, what are we millennials? No, we. What
Yeah,
millennials.
Nah, you some
Yeah,
millennials.
you're some millennials. Fuck
Millennials,
you.
yeah.
And you're I'm gonna make you the poster boy
Yeah.
for this shit.
I want to put this up on the thumbnail, Sinjay. It's my fault. I take accountability for all the actions of my generation.
that's
But
gonna
yeah,
be the
look,
thumbnail.
we've been talking for almost an hour. It could be over an hour.
Oh,
The
yeah.
last thing I want to speak about is next week there will be an event called ChilliFest. Now we're in the future, right? We're in the future, yeah.
I just died a little bit inside when you said chili.
Yeah,
Because you're doing the thing.
It's
You
because
go out and explain to you.
shout out to MCAS Trading.
MCAS, MCAS Trading. Unrivaled, unmatched.
Nothing more. I took a half of that chip and I cried for 3 weeks and my taste buds hasn't come back.
But I did that chip four times.
the whole chip.
And let me just explain. People are like, it's the hottest chip in the world. It's probably one of the hottest chips in the world. I can't claim that because I haven't tasted the world's other chips.
Yeah.
But in South Africa, the hottest chip.
Yeah, you know,
Guaranteed.
100%.
I've tried Johnny Hicksburg. I've tried all of the stuff. And I don't like spicy things. Mickey, let me give you the show.
Yes.
Because my bro, I'm a dollar root, number one. Number two, if I commit, I commit.
Yeah,
and number
okay,
three,
okay.
this bra is amazing, man. And I wanted to support this bra. But you explain to them what happened.
So ChilliFest will be happening on the 5th of August. In Skype, there will be a picture up on your screen now. Fiki will be there.
Yeah.
The content creators on your screen will also be there. Myself and Yasin and our team of The Opinion will also be there.
Oh, yeah.
Come frit your chips. Come taste the hot sauce.
And there'll be like a vendors and stuff.
And there will
also.
be other
like a
vendors as well.
family vibes. Yeah.
If you want to be a vendor at the event, you can also reach out.
To
to
reach
Yaaya
out to the
Fredericks
people on the
list
post,
as
yeah.
well.
Yeah, and MCAS Trading.
Yes, and I think Shakira Warrior and Ashwin will be delivering VIP tickets, and they'll be selling tickets at the door. So pull through. It's gonna be a vibe, Scarp Kral. Don't worry, there won't be snakes. We'll try it.
The only snake that will be there,
you know, we'll be
we'll
there.
take care of all the snakes.
the lung slung.
You know what I mean?
Snakes in the Wi-Fi.
I want to just talk about that chip real quickly, just too. So the first time I ate that chip, we were a group of friends who all ate the chip. But I think what fucked us up was the dynamite challenge prior to eating that chip. I don't know, you can speak on that? Or is the chip just that
The
crushed?
dynamite challenge was hectic. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I was
but
fine with that one.
It was the precursor to what was to come. My bro,
That chip.
my bro, I want actually for you to do this in the podcast. I'm like this and just think, and I want you to put the caption above my head saying "ties a little inside."
Yeah.
Because my bro, let me tell you now, if you think you've had something strong in your life, like hot, spicy, strong,
I always ask you this.
you haven't loved until you've never tasted strong until you had that chop, nah? And he's improved it. And I had it after it was improved.
Oh.
Improved meaning he made it worse.
More.
Yeah, more spicy. It's what is it, 2 point something million
Yes,
on the
bruh.
Schofield scale.
Yes,
nah?
bruh.
It's a chip this big, it looks like a Dorito. It doesn't taste like a chip, it's a form of a chip, but the outside coating is black. Not red, black.
And it's covered in like 4. You must use a glove and it has like 3-4 packages over it.
Like
You have to wear gloves.
You must wear
The
gloves.
packaging that it comes in
Yes.
is like 4 layers of packaging.
Yes.
And then once you finish eating it, you take the glove off and you dispose of it.
Don't
and
touch
then you
anyway.
can touch yourself.
Yes, bruh.
In your face or whatever. Not touch yourself. Look at you get off to hot and spicy stuff like you're doing.
I will never forget that chip. I witnessed it first and I tasted it and I saw we all maninged that night.
Yo, but look here.
Nothing helps.
From the first bite, no? It burns consecutively for at least 30 to 40 minutes. And it's a type of burn that where you breathe it hurts.
When your tears fall out of your eyes, it burns your cheeks.
tears burn, your nose burn. My bro, when your tongue touches any part of the palate in an attempt to speak, it hurts.
Yes.
It burns. I don't think you can imagine or fathom a breathing. It's like a dragon.
Like fire.
Fucking blew fire into your kill. It's intense. One of the most intense things in my life, and I've had many orgasms.
But that was tops it.
Cause it was so hot. Like it was so hot. And that piece it was so hot that I was having heart palpitations out of panic that I'm actually gonna die.
Can I talk to you about this?
Since
So Sulaiman Effendi had an event called the Ghost Pepper Challenge Day.
That was the one where you
Yeah,
booked, no?
I'll tell you now. That's a very intense story. So this challenge, it was in the ranking TikTok game where you climb the ranking with gifts and whatever. So me, Laimi, Nadia, Jeff,
Xavier was there, Plasna, Gentle Brother.
all of us were like doing this chip challenge, right? So MCAS Trading blew up that time, but me and Yaya were pushing him like hectic. His products out there, and he makes amazing products. He makes biltong, he makes the chip, he makes sweets, sauces, all that stuff. Now, but all like super high tier chili vibes. So, anyways, we go to this event, and this event is to see who is the strongest from a perspective of spice and hotness. So there was 5 or 6 things on the menu. There was first the dynamite challenge from Muchachos, which is 7.5, 8 out of 10 on the strong meter. Then there was
Wings on the Run.
Wings on the Run,
Yes.
Death Wing. There's
Shout
3
out.
levels of Death Wing. There's like a level 7, level 8, and level 9, right?
Yes.
And then there was Johnny Hicksberg's chocolate, sweets, lollipop. And then there was the MCAS Trading chip.
Blazing
But
chip.
I brought the blazing chip. Nobody knew it was going to be there, right? I brought the chip as a finale that nobody knew about. Even the hosts of the event didn't know about this.
So it was an inside thing with you and MCAS.
No, it wasn't an inside
I
thing.
think
It was just me.
You had some left over from the night before when we were
I had chips left over,
yes.
yeah. Bearing in mind, I had the chip the day before.
The evening before that, we were still eating the
But
chip.
we were running around like crazy people. We shut Casey down. The security was like, oh, these people dying. Like, imagine a zombie apocalypse is breaking out in a mall. That is the scene. Us running around going crazy, screaming.
The one bra was laying.
Yeah,
The
I
one
was
chick
like,
fainted.
yo, the
Someone
one kin-
fainted. She fainted.
That can shame. She was like, I can handle it, whatever. And then she ate it and she was like, oh, this is not strong. Fast forward 30 seconds, she's on the floor.
Out.
Regretting her life decisions.
Yes.
Crazy. But
So-
anyways, at this event, I had nothing in my stomach, which is the biggest mistake that I had. First thing was I had the wings.
Okay.
Dynamite, I had it before. I was like, okay, I'm prepared for this. It was okay. It was very strong, but it was alright. Then I had the chocolate. Then I had the death wing from Wings on the Run.
Yes.
And then I had the chip. But I brought out the chip when everybody was cucking themselves already. And crying, right? So then I bring out the chip and I was like, guys, if you think all of this cuck that you tried was strong,
Try
I'm
this.
going to rock your shit for you. And everyone was like, no. And Uncle Shadley, Nadia, Jeff's stepfather, he was like, I can handle strong. And he can.
He can.
My bro, he ate a raw habanero. And he was like,
It
not
was
even
fine.
a tear.
Yeah.
I put that chip on the table. The chip is this big. I broke the chip into
Yeah.
6 pieces. And I was like, all of you people that think you're so steak, Dala.
A piece of the chip.
And they did. And I basically, I felt so bad. And I practically put peer pressure on Nadia Jeff to have that chip. And Xavier shared a piece.
Shout out.
Shout out, yeah.
Yo, Xavier
My-
ten.
Shout out to peer pressure.
Yeah, my bro, the people were maningaling. Laimi went to go throw up, but he touched his tolly with his hand that he held the chip. So he had tolly burn and big burn.
Yes.
Nadia
It's enough to make
basically
you nar.
crawled- Nadia basically crawled out of the event. Uncle Shadley was crying.
Yes.
Gentle brother. Yo, my bro, gentle brother can handle heat now, but yo, he was,
Calls way, looked
he
like he was
had
gonna pop.
everything on the table.
Yeah, he was the
And then
champion. of
I
that, yeah.
also had, but it was like that was the final straw for me. I was live. I was then laying on the floor. So what had happened with me was it felt like my stomach imploded on itself because I had nothing in my stomach. And it was, my bro, cramps. Like what kinders describe period cramps or what you call that, contractions and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. And I
Yeah.
couldn't handle it, my bro. And I was nauseous and whatever. I laid on the floor and then at a certain point I crawled out of the event, laid on the pavement like I was drunk or on drugs. And this is in Woodstock. We nobody gives a fuck about
Hey, but
anybody.
Flame Street, bruh.
I
So
vomit
it was a
and I'm
normal scene.
walking live. There's people there. It was
Oh yeah, I remember.
going
I still phoned
crazy.
Hanif. Hanif came to fetch you.
Hanif had to come and drive from Ottery with an Uber to come fetch me to drive me home.
Yes.
Because, but I
sent
was
someone.
fine. I told him I'd be alright. I just needed to just in
Just
that
gather
moment.
yourself, yeah.
You
Yeah.
sent someone, bruh.
Yeah, they
Go.
sent. We had a WhatsApp group at the time. Shout out to all the moderators or the ex-moderators. they had to drive me home. It was freaking crazy. So if you guys are looking forward to testing your boundaries from a spice perspective, or just watching other people be malnourished and eating strong
and
stuff,
dying.
stick out by the ChilliFest on the 5th of August.
For
sponsored
more
by
of
MCAS.
that, what you just described, for more of that.
Oh, yeah.
I may or may not be doing that chip
You are
again.
far doing it because you only had a quarter chip.
Yeah.
You're doing the full one.
You have to have the whole chip before you die.
Okay. We'll see. We'll see.
No,
how
no,
You
it
have
goes.
to have the
No,
whole
no.
chip and
He
then
said
die.
okay. Edit out that part where he said we'll see and
We'll
just make
see.
it okay. Let it end with okay.
Don't throw me in the grave. If I'm doing the chip, you should dying with me.
Okay,
If I'm dying-
I tell you what. Split the chip into 3 and all 3 of you have it.
Nah, Imo will die. Yeah, I don't know how you will feel.
Imo's Indian, he won't die. His palate is like been designed by God to be able to withstand it.
Yeah, but you driving, man.
Yeah,
You'll be fine, man.
Nah,
I'll
nah,
give you
you're
some
good.
tips after on how you can better it.
Okay, yeah.
Take
Offline,
away the-
Yeah,
offline,
we'll
yeah.
talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, shout out to MCAS.
Oh,
Fiki, it's been a vibe.
Oh, yeah, bro. It's been,
you know,
yeah,
it's
it's
sorry,
been
man,
real,
but
my
I-
guy.
I can talk for
No, we
hours.
don't.
Nah, the whole point of this was for mensen to get to know you aside from your content creation.
There's a
as
lot of
well.
sides to me. I'm a psychopath, man.
I see
100%,
but
yeah.
at least they got a taste of like, you know, a deeper perspective of you. They
If
got
you
a-
want more,
like to
since
say, I'd like to say I'm like a pineapple. I look spiky and like you can't approach me and touch me on the outside. But once you
You're
cut me
sweet
open,
inside
I'm
and
juicy
outside.
and sweet as a motherfucker. You slurp me up. bro.
So yeah, Fiki, short for coming through.
Oh,
We
yeah.
appreciate it. If you want to see Fiki again on the show, let us know. It's been a vibe. The people can find you where?
I'm mostly on TikTok. I'm trying to grow my Instagram, but find me at just search Fiki Orzim, Orzim. Fiki Fiki Orzim on TikTok, and you'll find my 2 accounts.
We'll put
there.
all his stuff, his Facebook, his Instagram, everything in the bio
Oh
here
yeah,
below.
leave my Facebook out there.
Okay, we won't put his Facebook there, but
Can I
we'll-
just say, before
Yes.
we end here, I'm the only person I know that got a lifetime ban on Facebook. A lifetime ban on Facebook. But we'll leave that story for another day.
Yeah,
That's
we'll
for
we'll
the
put you in
next-
a box with the mensen like Sneeko and those guys, you know, the cancellation team.
Uh,
But, okay, cool. So we'll put all the links in the bio. If you're looking for me, I'm Miko ZA on all platforms. My Jacob ZA on all platforms. Obviously, follow the opinion on YouTube. Subscribe to our page. Like this damn video. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. And we will see you next week. From myself, Miki, our guest Fiki, and our co-host Yaas, we are out. Stay safe.
Salute.